Hello and welcome to the Booster Days Parade here on the River Channel. I'm Chris Larson. He's Paul Pruitt. The weather is beautiful. We're in the low 80s. We've got a nice breeze blowing through. The sun is shining. Doesn't look like we have any kind of threat for rain, so we should have a great day for a parade. Paul, what's your favorite part of a parade? You've been to a few of these.
Well, you know, I tell you, just looking at the faces of kids when you're at a parade is probably one of the most uplifting things you'll experience. Of course, all the floats and all the efforts people put into making a beautiful show of their float, that's really cool too, but just the people spread around the street and looking happy, and today not sweating in a blistering sun. So it's a perfect day for a parade, like you said, and I'm just really excited to be here. Great town to do it in.
And the first part of the parade is the contingent from the American Legion, and we've got the Star-Spangled Banner playing just up the street from us right now. We can't really hear it from here. You won't be able to hear it on TV, but we're going to pause for just a moment here. Beautiful rendition of our nation's anthem, and the parade will be led, as it is just about every year, by the Hudson Police Department, and following them will be the American Legion Color Guard. And they've just done their salute and will make their way down the parade route. And as they move down here, we'll talk a little bit about the Hudson Boosters. They're an organization that puts together just a ton of different activities, a lot of athletic activities to help our youth become more healthy. And obviously when they get up older into their years and start playing in high school, it just prepares them for those sporting events. But there's also a lot of non-sporting events that the Boosters help out with. And this whole event, it looks like a 4-day event here is part of their fundraising activities and part of really a lot of community awareness, because a lot of people that maybe just moved to the community don't really know about the Boosters.
They do a tremendous job, and you can see generation after generation of kids come up through the Boosters organization with their parents involved and other volunteers and things, and it's just a terrific community asset. And they do an outstanding job, like you say, with getting kids ready for high school sports, and a lot of them go on to participate in college athletics as well. Just a great group. Yeah, that anthem was pretty fantastic. She did a bang-up job. That's no easy feat in front of all your friends, family, and neighbors, huh?
You're out here in the middle of the street with everyone looking at you, but
no pressure there.
Wonderful job, and here comes
the American Legion. Wow, what a group. Nice to see those guys there taking the flag the whole way through. Patriotic men all. Great to see them, led by the Hudson Police Department, of course.
Looks like we've got a young guy in the back of the squad car here.
I wonder what he did, Chris. A testament to service and continuing to show their love of this country.
And the crowd rises to their feet as well to just salute these men as they walk by, and a lady.
Commanding a lot of respect, they do.
This is our booster president coming along in the Corvette here, the silver Corvette. It's Tom Smith.
He's got a nice ride for the show. There we go. The loud report, Mr. Smith in the house. Yeah, the Boosters, just a great group, and you drive by the athletic fields and you can see year after year all the new kids coming up into the system. Now it looks like we got the Booster Grand Marshal coming up here, Denny Lee in the beautiful yellow Mustang. The sponsor, of course, for this float is the Hudson Boosters. It's Denny and his wife, Deb, sitting there, got the umbrella up, but don't hardly need it yet. He's throwing out, looks like $50 bills, Chris. So there's $50 bills. No wonder the kids are staying back, but the parents are moving forward.
I may leave the table. His son, Matt, is driving the car, and also son Ramsey along for the ride, and granddaughter Shelby appears to be on Deb's lap.
Great.
This is probably her first parade.
Oh, I bet. Yeah, it looks like it. She's in her grandma's arms. That's terrific. Again, the boosters just add so much to this community.
This is the third day of the event. Kicked it off on Wednesday with, of course, the carnival and lots of live entertainment. We had the band Scarlet County and the Buck Tucker band played Wednesday night. This is your mayor of Hudson, Alan Burchell, and village president Stan Wecken on the right in the patriotic shirt, and Mayor Burchell in the blue shirt.
I understand he knitted that shirt himself, actually, and it's no easy feat.
A lot of fine embroidery there. Our next unit is the Hudson EMS, and they always bring the lights and sounds to the parade.
Well, you see them up close and get a feel for just how loud they are, don't you, Chris? My inclination was to pull over. Boy, they do an amazing job. I tell you, we take them for granted, but they show up lickety-split.
You see the ambulance, and further down the parade route here in a moment we'll see their smaller vehicle, and that smaller vehicle is what helps them get to the scene faster. They'll dispatch that vehicle out first and the ambulance will follow behind, but that small vehicle gets them to wherever they need to go in a hurry. And
kind of reconnoiter the scene and see if they need more than what they're planning to bring, probably.
Absolutely.
I have a neighbor who's works with EMS, and she's got a beeper on her all the time, and she can be in the middle of a barbecue and get a beeper, and she doesn't think twice. She gets on her horse and heads to wherever the danger is. I think they spend a little time shining up these vehicles. My goodness, I can see my reflection in the St. Croix EMS rescue vehicle, and I'll be honest, it's not a pretty sight what I'm seeing.
The tires, they definitely sprayed the tires. The tires look nice. It's a hard-working group.
They're in a heartbeat. They're in a heartbeat. And I know the kids get a thrill out of this. The Hudson firefighters are starting to follow up here on the EMS group. And I understand your son had a little traumatic experience the first time he came up close and personal with a fire truck.
Yeah, I think he was about 1.5 his first time out to the parade. And, you know, the fire trucks come down the route and just, you know, they let the sirens have it. And if you're 4 or 5, that's an exciting thing to hear. But at 1.5, it was a little jarring. And that was the end of the parade that year.
That was right, Daddy. I'll be in the car. I'll be in the car, Papa.
Here's the rescue boat from the EMS, and this community obviously nestled along a major waterway, and this is a boat that unfortunately probably gets more service than they would like to use it for, but to have something like this, a tool like this.
Oh yeah, gotta have it. We're a river town after all, and people sure do enjoy the river here. Gosh, it's just a beautiful spot. Hudson's come a long way.
On the boat there is Ms. Eby. She is your EMS chief here in Hudson. And now the Hudson Fire Department, engine number 1.
The vintage truck. Wonder what that thing gets for gas mileage.
Single digits, I'm going to say. Single digits.
It runs on peanut oil, actually. Not a lot of people know that. You got the kids in the back.
There's our ladder truck. I think it goes 100 feet in the air.
Wow, yeah, that cherry picker. Chris, I think I can see about 25 kids having the same experience as your little boy did years ago. A couple of them have already grabbed their parents' keys and are in the Volvo.
This is how we clear the parade route. Your tank truck.
Truck 161
will bring water to where it's not.
Well, you know, a lot of these rural areas don't have the hydrant set up, so they are bringing water in, setting it up in a big pool. Water trucks called in from other areas sometimes too, just to keep it, they need a lot of water. And then engine 3163. Got a wave out of the firefighter. The firefighter's in training in the back. Pretty cute. These folks have been serving Hudson since 1873. Yeah! just how loud that horn is, do you think? There's that brush truck now. Tell us what they do, Chris.
Well, this is the brush truck, and if you ever have a fire out in the woods or somewhere that's where the big trucks can't access it, the brush truck gets called in, and that's a pretty big deal considering we've got all these county parks and, of course, Willow River State Park right out our back door. So we've got a lot of places where that truck like that will come in handy. And it's also important to note that the Hudson Fire Department is an all-volunteer crew. So these are people who are just doing this because they love it. We don't have a professional firefighting force, but we certainly have a large force, as evidenced by all the vehicles we're seeing parade through here.
Well, the Hudson keeps growing and growing and extends out into the townships and everything. We're definitely lucky to have this much support when it gets dangerous out there.
Another classic truck coming up here on the route. That was probably our original brush truck, I would guess.
Reconfigured from when it was drawn by horses. They added an engine and larger tires. That's a cute little Scout there now. I wouldn't mind having one of those.
That was a little bit over 100 years ago, Paul, where basically everything we see here in downtown Hudson was burned almost to the ground. There was a large fire in the city that really did a number on downtown Hudson, and now that's why we have the brick buildings.
Yeah, I guess so. Wow, you know, main streets do tend to get pretty packed with buildings. I could see where it could kind of go up pretty quick if it was not contained.
This is the crew from St. Joseph Township. You talked about some of those rural communities. Here's the St. Joe's Fire Rescue.
Yeah, they really do all just come together. I know my in-laws had a fire out in Holton, and there were probably 7 or 8 different townships involved in working with that fire. It was quite a nightmare, but amazing how they get 50, 60 firefighters on the scene right pronto.
And here is the contingent from the Anderson Corporation. We're speaking of history. This is one of the area's oldest corporations, and they continue to support our community even though they're on the other side of the river in Bayport. They were started right here in Hudson. Anderson Corp started right here in Hudson.
Yeah, they did. Started kind of designing windows that were standardized and were able to work with builders, and they made a big impact in a lot of houses here have Anderson windows.
Yeah, the first standardized window was created by the Anderson Corporation. Before that, everything was kind of custom.
Yep, make your own.
That's something that's important, not just for this area, but throughout the country. It just helped kind of start that building boom that we saw as we went into the 1900s. And we talked a little bit earlier about that fire and how everybody works together. You know, our entire system, how we take care of things in the St. Croix County, it's all through one dispatch center in the courthouse up there, and that's really a big part of how everybody works together, is that it's all dispatched out of the same place.
No doubt. We got the clowns coming now, Chris. This is, you know, I had a traumatic experience with a clown as a child at a Ringling Brothers and Barnum Bailey event, but my counselor said I would be okay today if I took an extra dose of my sedative. So Anderson Heating presents the Powder Puff Clown Club. Crowning achievements.
Still the Clown Club.
Look
but,
at them.
you know, these guys aren't the only clowns here today.
We got a whole bevy of them coming. Okay.
Yeah,
well.
we got a whole bevy coming. I got one sitting right next to me.
Oh, thank you very much. I'm here all week. There's an Uncle Sam clown. Oh, and it's a gnome. Oh, man. I want to thank Travelocity for sponsoring that gnome. All right. Gotta love clowns. Boy, the kids come out right away.
They like the clowns. If you recognize Paul's voice, a couple years ago, he worked with me on the Hudson hockey games, and that's where I got to know him. And he's got just this wonderful sense of humor, and that's why he's here today with me on the parade. But this is the Crowning Achievements Group, and the Crowning Achievements is a nonprofit organization providing fun activities each month and a pageant in the fall for men and women over 16 with special needs. And they're always looking for more participants and volunteers, so if you want to know more about them, try to look them up. It's you can email Kim Loken. It's crowning.achievements@hotmail.com.
And of course, their pageant's conducted at the New Richmond Faith Community Church. They put on a beautiful show and great opportunity for young ladies to build up their confidence and speak publicly. And now, of course, another outstanding group of volunteers and people who get engaged with their communities, the Hudson Lions Club.
They're promoting their Rib Fest Saturday, September 14th from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Willow River Saloon, and that's another way that they can raise money to do the things that they do in the community.
A lot of people willing to give of their time and energy, and you as well, Chris, what you do with River Channel to keep people who can't be there informed.
We just saw the Change Starts With Me group, and it's an interactive 2-day overnight retreat that aims to encourage youth to become leaders and change agents in their communities. Programs geared towards kids 6 through 8 who are willing to discover that their actions have power and that they can make a difference. Coming up next, the stars of the parade. It's the Hudson Booster kids. Baseball, softball, fastball, you name it, making their way down the parade route. And as the Boosters say, it's all about the kids.
That it is. I tell you, every time you drive by a baseball diamond or a soccer field, you can know that there are a lot of boosters that got involved and engaged to make that happen. I've got about 27 pairs of those shirts as my son grew through the Hudson Booster program and got bigger every couple of years.
How's he doing? Your son, Lawrence Pruitt, if you watched football on the River Channel in the last few years, big part of the team. LP, you call him.
LP for he likes gas. He actually has had his first year at the University of Minnesota, but he sure did love his years at Hudson High School.
These are the fast pitch girls right in front of us here.
Yeah, they're fast pitching that candy. I noticed they cracked one woman's sunglasses, which is one of the risks of being close on the parade.
Safety glasses, always a recommendation here.
I wear them all the time, Chris.
On the parade route.
Well, it's kind of sweet. I've been to some parades where they no longer throw out candy, and I was always kind of crushed that I don't know whether they were just worried that someone might get hurt or what, but they quit throwing candy out. And boy, the attendance at the parade went down significantly.
Well, I know a lot of these kids, you can see the kids on the sidewalks, and they've got their bags and their Halloween buckets, and they're ready to go. They're here to collect some loot.
No doubt. Well, one child, I bet she's got about $1,125 worth of candy already, which she'll be reselling on eBay later, which is kind of nice for a little college fun. I'm looking at some royalty coming up here, Chris. Looks like the Miss Hudson royalty. These are the outgoing Miss Hudsons and the royalty team. So they're waving goodbye for what will be their last time as a piece of the Hudson royalty, huh?
Yeah, we're going to see them one more time as they wish to introduce the incoming one. But this is the first time we'll see the outgoing royalty in this parade here. We've got Miss Hudson, Kim Lehman. She's sponsored by Lavender Times. Princess is Katie Barber. She's sponsored by Hudson County Market. Amanda Heineke, sponsored by Devon Custom Homes. And Hannah Van Sickle, sponsored by A La Mode Salon Shop.
And, of course, throughout the year of their reign, they spent a lot of time doing activities, speaking different groups and working with young people. It's a great opportunity and really helps them get that outgoing quality that serves us so well when we get out into the job market and off to college.
They make their way to a lot of parades promoting the city of Hudson as well. If you go to a parade somewhere in northwest Wisconsin throughout the summer, there's a good chance you're going to see this float making its way down the route at some time.
Well, that's a nice riverboat on the Hudson Bell there, the Hudson Bell 2, and the royalty busting a move on the float.
Of course, the float sponsored by Sletten and Breton and the city of Hudson. And speaking of Sletten and Breton Orthodontics, these are their counterparts here. It's Valley Orthodontics, Dr. Becky Maher. She's promoting Smiles for a Lifetime. Her team proud to make smiles from the St. Croix Valley the best they can be. As they say, brace yourself for a new smile. A little bit of a gap here coming up. Important to note at 2 o'clock this afternoon will be the kids tractor pull. It's free for ages 12 and under to come see it. And then we've got the Hudson Cheer and Stunt making their way down the route. You want to tell us a little bit about them,
sure,
Paul?
You know, these guys, they continue to support Hudson Athletics on the sideline and getting the crowd into it. They bring pride to Hudson on the competition mat. Last year, as a matter of fact, in a JV competition, the team took first place in the state. And the varsity competition, they placed 5th. So these guys are showing their skills, getting better every time they do it. The homecoming, of course, this year will be on Friday, September the 27th. So that is always a full packed house out there. But they put on a great show. And again, these ladies and men do an awesome job of getting the crowd into it and keeping us into it.
So we've got a 5th place varsity team, 1st place JV team. So you can expect to see some pretty nice stuff here in the next few years from this team.
Absolutely. Looks like they're going to stop and give us a show here. Hey, I used to do backflips back before the war, but
I think I did them in the womb, and that was the last time.
yeah, your mother still a little angry about that, Chris. Yeah, they do liven up a sideline, and of course, you know, Hudson is full of athletic engagement. You know, I mean, people get there, the crowds at these games and things are never a disappointment, whether it's hockey or football, baseball as well.
A lot of that is thanks to the boosters and the programs that they put on. Really help get our youth started at an early age and really teach them the fundamentals. So by the time they get to those middle school and high school coaches, they really kind of already have an idea what they need to do.
Yeah, it's basically a feeder system, and even if you only do the boosters for a couple of years and go into different areas, you never quite forget the experience.
This is the 15-passenger van from Red Cedar Canyon Assisted Living, and on board the van today are some of the veterans living at Red Cedar Canyon, getting a chance to get out in the community and take in the parade from a pretty comfortable seat.
Yeah, it's actually 62 degrees inside the van. They're all eating chili and drinking Jameson. It's kind of a nice ride. And I don't know if you knew this, Chris, but all candy consumed at a parade has no caloric value whatsoever. So actually, if you eat candy at a parade, you actually could potentially lose weight from the effort of chewing.
Yeah. Between the chewing and the running out onto the street to retrieve it, I mean, it's got to be an even trade.
Oh, and here comes a crowd favorite making their way down, the Roadrunners.
This is really one of my favorite parts of the parade is the shrine. The guys from the Shriners doing their thing on the go-karts, and they're known as the Road Runners of the St. Croix Valley Shrine Club. The 150 members of Western Wisconsin raise money for the support of the Twin Cities Shriners Hospital. They participate in 23 parades each year.
Wow, and of course the Shriners Hospital never turn any kid away, whether ability to pay, inability to pay. And it's so geared up for kids too. I mean, they got a real joyous environment to go into, and sometimes they're facing some scary stuff, but my goodness, they do a good job. And these guys help keep their name in front of us and keep people supporting it.
My old days as a journalist, I actually went to the Shriners Hospital in Chicago and did a piece down there. And as you said, Paul, it's really incredible work they do there. And just like you said, nobody gets turned away. And you've got an opportunity to support this group, I would say definitely do.
Oh yeah, money well spent, no doubt.
They've got an event coming up October 12th. It's the Little East-West Shrine Game at University of Wisconsin River Falls down at Raymer Field, and promotes some of the best football talent in this area down there at Raymer Field. There's a lot of practice that goes into some of these tight formations they do. They don't have a lot of room.
Oh, man, I'm so freaked out right now, Chris. I need to take another sedative. Unbelievable skill. Wow, look at these guys. Man, holding on for dear life.
You've got the little kids up on the street. We've got a couple camera guys out in the street here, and they keep doing their thing without a problem.
No doubt. There's a lot to be able to lean at the just right moment to pull that off.
I was just down at the Wisconsin Dells, did some go-kart racing down there with my son, and we couldn't pull these off.
Oh, you'll never see me ever do this. I'm actually banned in 3 states from even riding on a go-kart. Yeah, this is awesome. And the kids love it. Notice the kids' parents are clutching them tightly on the sidelines. Outstanding. Way to go. I wonder if they had to get a waiver from their insurance provider.
Got to stay inside the yellow lines, gentlemen.
The Zor Roadrunners. Outstanding.
Stay inside the yellow lines.
Yeah.
Also, this afternoon is the 14th annual hot dog eating contest.
I'm in for that, man.
RJ's Fresh Meats and Groceries. And yeah, who doesn't like a hot dog, especially in July?
I can eat 15 or 20 in one sitting. Is it speed or quantity?
You know, I don't know what it is, but
you give me 3 hours, I'll break 100.
One thing you need to do when you're in these hot dog eating contests is you got to make sure you dip them in water. They got to flow.
That sounds horrible.
It doesn't sound like a good thing, but if you want to win this thing, that's my tip of the day for you.
Tip of the day, dip your hot dog in water. Wow.
So we've got the, this is the Youth Action, Hudson Youth Action, sustainhudson.org, the art of water preservation, and they're here to promote St. Croix Riverfest.
Wow, and they've fashioned a modern art fish there, which is pretty cool. It partnering with a purpose at Riverfest. That is a very cool thing. Of course, we get a lot of fish in this neck of the woods.
Yeah.
Walleye are hitting hard this year.
You been down there?
Oh, yeah. Right under the bridge there as it goes over to the dike.
Yeah.
There's a little window of time where I swear the walleye are running through there. You'll get one after the other.
Just did some bluegill fishing on the 4th of July up at Balsam Lake. Had some good times up there a couple days ago.
And got some kids with they're riding giraffes, I believe. Are those giraffes?
Those appear to be. I'd call them giraffes. This is the folks from the Postmark Grill and Restaurant, located in the old post office on Locust Street, with their pony, I guess they're ponies, Pony Express riders delivering a meal for any occasion.
Yeah, the rare yellow pony.
The yellow pony, yes.
Well, that's great. The Postmark Grill Pony Express. Boy, you know, for a kid to be a part of a parade and see all the other kids on the sidelines, it's a pretty big deal.
It's like you're part of the star of the show.
Well, a lot of people don't know the kids are actually compensated $50 an hour for their participation in the parade.
Well, I need to talk with my agent then. Get something going here.
And of course, the kids pulled along in a wagon. That's where I'd be.
And this is the Ford Mustang that the Hudson Rotary, they're selling raffle tickets to win this car, and it's always a popular drawing here in town. And right behind them, the Hudson High School Marching Band under the direction of Ryan McCarthy, and we'll hear from them.
Absolutely, boy. Nothing quite makes a parade like a live marching band. We'll put our mics towards them now so you at home can hear this. Outstanding music program at Hudson High School.
Them a moment here, but one thing we missed, we kind of had our sheets out of order here, but I want to talk a little bit about the Rotary and what they do and why they're raising money. The Rotary is a nonprofit, youth-oriented organization in the Hudson area. That drawing for the car will be Sunday before they do the Queen coronation. You don't have to be present to win, so be sure to pick up your tickets. But this Rotary program is something really for anyone in the community to join in and really help our youth and help the entire community.
Absolutely. Rotary, of course, an international organization, and they do amazing things. Not a lot of people know, Chris, that the Hudson Marching Band actually started their march 2 days ago in Milwaukee and have been continuing along the parade route without a break. In the land they love. It's estimated that the kids playing tuba will lose 5 pounds during this parade. The flute players will actually gain weight. That's how that works. Raider Pride, the Hudson High School Marching Band. Now we got some Cub Scouts coming along. These guys really make a parade. The Cub Scout Hudson Pack 148. They're sponsored by the Knights of Columbus and the YMCA Camp St. Croix.
Were you a Cub Scout when you were a young guy?
Actually, I was a member of the Foreign Legion as a child. No, I did do Cub Scouts. I actually got all the way to, I think I got a few badges, made a birdhouse, stalked and killed a deer with a small knife, which was actually not part of the program, just something my mother made me do. And now you got kids kind of moving into this age group. Are you going to do the Cub Scout thing? Are you going to be a den leader?
Definitely. Next year is the big year for Cub Scouts for my son. And
nice.
I was part of this group. Did the old rain gutter regatta. You know, that's something. Do the Pinewood Derby, rain gutter regatta. Those are just big parts of
nice.
Any boy's youth.
Yeah, they're having fun. They got those super soakers going, making friends and influencing neighbors. Look at them go. Yeah, they've turned the Tootsie Rolls into weapons.
So this is the group from Amory, and Amory's Fall Festival is September 12th through the 15th. Miss Amory is Molly Marks.
Very cool. Molly Marks, Miss Amory, and Miss Congeniality. Looks like the first princess was Megan Blair, the second princess Anna Rouleau, the third princess Ashley Doroff, the fourth princess Leah Dix, and little Miss Amory, Grace Ziegler. And these ladies were all flown off to Great Britain, where they went to the Queen Elizabeth School of Waving.
Yes.
Mastered that art.
It takes a lot of work to learn how to do the wave. And I was always taught, not that I was a princess, but I've been around a few of these things.
Well, you want to go a little deeper into this?
You've got to do kind of like you're frosting a cake.
Oh, yeah.
Turning like this.
Exactly.
Frosting a cake. That's
our wax on, wax off, wax on. Well, a lot of people get carpal tunnel syndrome if they wave incorrectly. Throw his shoulder out.
Think about waving for a half hour straight without stopping.
Oh, yeah.
That takes a little effort.
Yeah, well, try talking at a parade. Well, they are lovely ladies. And again, you know, these programs where they bring them up, it's a lot of times tied to some scholarship dollars or an opportunity for, again, young ladies to get a chance to speak publicly. And it's a lot more than just looking pretty and dressing up. It's a real confidence builder.
And again, they make their way through so many communities through this area. If you're part of this, I mean, you don't just win a crown and you're done and, hey, I've got a crown, I'm going to walk around and
right.
say, I mean, you are very busy. There's parades throughout the area just about every weekend. And it's not just the girls, but it's the parents and the families as well that are making their way and going all over the place with this float. They've got to make some travels, and they spend probably every Saturday of their summer on a parade route somewhere.
Yeah, no doubt, and talking to clubs and visiting with school kids. Yeah, it's great. It is a big commitment, actually. It's not just getting crowned that night and celebrating in the joy, but it's a real, and again, it builds that whole sense of volunteerism, which hopefully they'll carry into adulthood, and who knows, they might be future volunteers for the Boosters Club.
And one of those things that you see when you go to these coronations, and when the old or the former princesses step down, they talk about how it was really a way for them to bond with their family too, because you spend so much time with your family traveling, and you get to the parade, you get your float set up, and then you're sitting there really for hours waiting for your turn and for your float to be able to be called out and get ready to get on the route and get moving down the road. So there's a lot of time and a lot of bonding between the ladies as well. A lot of these girls, they hang out with each other. They're in high school. They know each other. But once they get into a situation like this where they're spending weekends together for an entire summer, it's a friendship that can last a lifetime. There's so much time spent together.
No doubt.
We've got kind of this, we're stopped here. I think it's probably the band.
The go-karts.
Maybe it's clearing the go-karts off the street, but we've
well, there is a sharp turn right at the end of the parade route, and if you inadvertently take a right-hand turn, you might go out onto the dike into Hudson Bay there. You don't want to.
Not enough room out there to race the go-karts.
Hard to turn around on that dike.
Another thing coming up tonight, one of the bands that everyone looks forward to at Booster Days, Uncle Chuck, playing at 9 o'clock, and that's one that a lot of people look forward to seeing those guys.
Well, there's all kinds of music. I mean, Hudson's got a very vibrant music life, and all through the summer, of course, the free concerts and the band shell. If you haven't ever checked those out, my goodness, it's just a great thing to stop by and maybe bring a little picnic with you or something and hang out. A lot of beautiful evenings right there on the river, and when you have live music and it doesn't cost anything, my goodness, no better way to spend a night.
Yeah, I had Mr. Hawley playing down there, I think just this week, and he was one of the finalists on the American Idol show.
Really?
So
Wow.
very talented musicians coming from here in Hudson, and of course you can catch those concerts on the River Channel as well. We go out and videotape them and broadcast them for people who maybe can't get out to the concert to see. They'll get an opportunity to watch it here on the River Channel.
Well, River Channel, I tell you what, I think it's really cool for a lot of folks that maybe aren't able to get out or just choose to stay home in the comfort of their living room. You guys really bring a lot of things into their living rooms that that they might have otherwise missed. And I know with the audience at home, those of you that are sitting in your air-conditioned area, we're sure glad you joined us, but it'll be on later. I guess you kind of put it into the interwebs so that people can check it out. But you know, as Hudson people, life moves us away sometimes, but it's kind of neat to look back and catch up. And the River Channel does a great job of letting people stay connected with their roots.
Yeah, you'll be able to see it here on the River Channel, but of course, we're also on YouTube. It's this new thing. You mentioned the interwebs. You can watch a lot of our videos on YouTube. You can watch a lot of our videos on YouTube. We've put the city council meetings and a lot of the village board meetings from up in North Hudson, you know, the county board meetings. So that's a thing with government. A lot of these people really, you know, you just can't get out and see all of these meetings, but with having them up on YouTube, it makes it so you can watch it really anywhere.
And it's local access. So now, what's kind of the viewing world for River Channel?
Yeah, if you have cable TV in the city of Hudson, you can get the River Channel. It's channel 15. And
of course, now with the advent of YouTube and things, even if you're not on the cable system and you want to find something, it's now how would they find out? Of course, the River Channel has a website where they list all their programming and stuff.
Yeah, the River Channel has the website. You can go to I believe it's riverchannel.org. But really, if you really want to see the programs, go to YouTube and just put in River Channel.
Cool.
Maybe you might have to put River Channel Hudson in there because River Channel is one of those things that you might catch some fishing or something on. But you can go to YouTube. You can catch River Channel, and I think there's about 600 videos on there right now. So Nate does a great job of getting all those council meetings up there and getting these special events and sporting events up on the YouTube as well. And I've covered Hudson High School football for 5 years and getting excited. You know, we've got football coming up in another 6 weeks. It already starts, you know, and I believe it's somewhere around August 20th is the first game of the season. Of course, this football team last year are one game away from the state championship.
Wow.
So just Coach Cowles has done an incredible job there at getting that program to the point where we're really one of the premier football programs in the state. You'll see that marching band there. You'll see the stunt team there. It's a great show. We play every week for 9 weeks, and this year we've got 5 home games, and one of our road games is only down in River Falls. So really easy for the people in the community to take in 6 games this season.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. And again, players love watching themselves play, and you have no idea. And I imagine even, you know, the coaches have a shot too at using some of your footage and coverage to kind of revisit stuff. I mean, time was, you know, they would have a very bad camera angle on the whole game and then try to watch films later. But it's a great service. And you, Chris, you do such a great job. I mean, I know you've got a journalism background, but the community's lucky to have somebody with your skill and talent willing to, you know, be out there and give such great color. Now, I did apparently there was a minor little accident. A kid was clipped there by one of the go-karts.
Oh, no.
So they, I'm sure, were hot on the scene for that. We'll hope that is nothing worse than a clip. But so that's what kind of held us up a little bit. Looks like the parade is moving again now.
This is the Giggle Factory, and if you don't know what the Giggle Factory is, if you've got small children, you probably know. But it's an indoor playground, and it's up by the industrial park. But it's been a service that I've taken advantage of with small children, especially in the wintertime. You get cooped up in there, and it's a good way to go up there if you've got a rainy day or maybe one of those 95-degree hot, muggy days. Head up to the Giggle Factory. It's air-conditioned,
nice.
70 degrees playtime all the time.
Now, what kind of stuff's going on in there? Is this like bouncy rooms and what?
Well, they've got just a huge play structure in the building. They've got a bunch of snacks. If you go anywhere with kids, they like snacks. So they've got a bunch of snacks, but a huge indoor play area. They've got a setup that's really good for kind of the 3 to 8-year-olds, and then they've got another setup that's good for the little ones, 3 and under.
That's a great idea.
This is a new business here in Hudson, American Sky Beer. It's a brewery right in town
Wow,
here.
microbrewery, huh?
American Sky Beer by Hudson Brewing Company. Hudson's own craft brewery, distributed throughout western Wisconsin. And served at the hangar. It's American Sky's tap room. That's Thursday through Sunday.
And they've got a fleet of military vehicles. Looks like a couple of them might have been used in the old TV series MASH.
I saw these this group of vehicles come through in a trailer earlier this morning.
I'm up.
Oh, thanks. Awesome.
Passing out some different coupons.
Wishing everybody a happy 4th of July from American Sky and Hudson's Liquor Stores, which I'm sure are pleased to have a unique homegrown brand.
So they've got these big trucks, and then they've also have the ATV wheelchair.
Wow.
That's a big deal for hunters who maybe can't get access to the woods anymore. I know a lot of groups fund those for folks who really need them.
Well, you know, for our wounded vets and things, it's a great way to kind of keep them mobile and more mobile than the traditional.
Steve McDonald actually raised the funds to purchase that track wheelchair, and it's kept at the Hudson Rod and Gun Club and available for mobility impaired people to use free. Get off the hard surfaces, get out there and do some hunting and fishing. So go to the Rod and Gun website to register to use that chair.
That's outstanding. That's the Hudson Rod and Gun Club. And it wouldn't be a parade without a chorus of the YMCA. Are you going to break out and bust a move to it? Because you got the Y and the M and the C and the A.
I don't have that kind of rhythm, my man. This is the Woodbury Royal Ambassadors. Woodbury Days is a family-friendly festival that's the last weekend in August. You got Miss Woodbury, and their event is August 23rd through the 25th this year.
And the Little Miss Woodbury Minda Lee, Little Miss Woodbury Savannah Schinauer, and Shelly, Casey, and Lexi cap out the rest of that float. They're having fun. They got the wave down too.
And here's a contingent from our state senator here in the 10th district, Sheila Harsdorf.
Sheila Harsdorf, and she's behind her van doing the wave. She might have had some hand waving training as well.
That's another. She's got to hold that arm up for a half hour. Maybe she'll switch arms. There she goes. See, she's a veteran of this trade.
Switched it up. Wax on, wax off. Yeah, you know, it's a great way for politicians to get out and press the flesh, meet the people.
Up next,
Trinity Academy.
Trinity Academy.
Yeah, Trinity Church is on the scene. Now, Trinity's purpose is to make disciples of all nations. They do that by loving God, loving others, and serving the world. They invest in people's lives. They're always looking for an opportunity to invite people to take the next steps towards becoming a follower of Christ. Their Vacation Bible School is coming up August 5th through the 8th. And Trinity Church celebrating Independence Week here in Hudson. God bless America. The Trinity ship there full of worshipers.
They say it's a hot day and we're a cool church.
There they are indeed. Now I wonder if that's a seaworthy vessel. Yeah, a lot of thriving church communities here in this area, pretty much any denomination you can think of. And they're also quite involved and active in the communities, supporting and caring for people. Always a good thing. We got a live singer coming up now, Chris. I believe this is Bon Jovi's ex-wife.
another unit here from Trinity Church.
Today is the day. How many of you are out there praising this beautiful day? Woo!
More big events coming up in the city of Hudson. September 6th to the 7th is the Girls Night Out Bike Ride. We talked about September 14th, the Lions Club Rib Fest coming up. And September 21st to the 29th, Take Me to the River. Then ending September 28th and 29th, the Spirit of St. Croix Art Festival. It's always a really popular event here on the river, the Lake Shore. Next group coming down the route is the Fortress Youth Center, sponsored by Rescue in Christ Ministries. Their passion is to create a safe, Christian-based environment for youth in the Hudson and surrounding areas. They'll provide an alternative space to learn, teach, play, pray, and serve. And their big event coming up is September 14th. They'll have an ultimate Frisbee tournament.
Ultimate Frisbee. Now, that's where it's like golf for Frisbee throwers, right?
No, ultimate Frisbee is actually like football for
Okay.
Frisbee throwers, but no tackling. But you move the Frisbee down the field, and when you catch it, you have to stop, and then you throw it to the next person. You move the Frisbee down the field to score a goal, just like you would in football.
Okay.
And, of course, the defense, their job is to get in front of the Frisbee,
And
intercept it, and move it down the other way. So
Very
It's
cool.
a lot like football with Frisbees.
They're in a fortress, shooting from the parapet.
Water and candy
I know,
being
yeah.
fired.
I wanted the Tootsie Roll. I got the water up my nose.
This is the group from County Market.
County Market, Hudson County Market. They feature prices so low, you think you're in the 80s, like my hair. Hudson County Market. The sponsor of this float, their prices are indeed low. And what a great vegetable section. And they have a live band on the stage, which rocking out.
Not sure about the guitar player.
Yeah, well, you know, it's I'm pretty sure it's a Nintendo Guitar Hero.
Somebody has to do it. You're looking for something fun to do as we get into the later end of the fall. Of course, the apple orchards throughout the area, but October 26th, check out the Hilltop Pumpkin Party. And October 31st, another parade, the Rotary Halloween Day Parade.
Wow, we're already talking fall stuff. My goodness, this summer's zipping by.
Days are already getting shorter. Once you get past that 22nd, we lose two minutes a day.
Right, you start Christmas shopping.
Here's the Halos of Hudson. They are a local nonprofit organization serving the child lost community. They'll have their third annual 5K Family Fun Day at Lakefront Park, Saturday, August 3rd.
I'm always amazed when a child in a stroller can sleep amidst fire trucks blurting out their horns and people throwing Tootsie Rolls. That's a sign of a future Supreme Court justice, I think. When you can sleep through a parade, you've got the kind of skill set necessary to be in a position like that.
And here's their float promoting their fun day.
Their 5K Family Fun Day running event Saturday, August 3rd at Lakefront Park right here in Hudson. Sure to check that out. If you like to run, do you like to run, Chris?
I haven't been much of a runner.
I'll be honest, I'll run towards chicken wings.
Yeah. Run away from bad things.
Oh, yes.
Pretty much it. Trying to get into doing some more biking.
Well, you know, a lot of nice bike trails around here. My son is kind of getting into those more and more. He's actually looking to do a bike trip to Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather stick needles in my eyes, frankly, than do that. I wouldn't even do a nice car ride to Michigan. I'd rather go by helicopter, which is incidentally how I got here. I want to thank the River Channel for bringing me in by a Black Hawk helicopter, actually. I rappelled down into the Chamber of Commerce.
Yes, that is our station helicopter. It's
You guys rock. I even did traffic for a minute.
funded by the letter C.
Yeah.
Sponsored by the number 4. You were talking about this kid sleeping on the parade route. My wife is always amazed by that and wonders why we didn't have children like that. Both of they don't sleep in big events. They want to be part of them.
That's right. Well, you haven't seen the pediatric Ambien yet. The pediatric Ambien will knock a child out for a little while. We got another live band coming up here in a little bit. But yeah, it is kind of neat to see the streets just lined here with smiling, happy people, none of whom really need sunscreen. The day has stayed remarkably not hot, and the sun is kind of tucked away behind a few little cloud cover, but not enough to make it gloomy at all. But man, this is just a perfect day for this.
A little bit of a breeze blowing through here. Speaking of fall, we'll probably see a group from the Historical Society and the Octagon House, but don't forget they've got the Octagon House Fall Tours, September 1st through October 27th. And then another big event that they're part of is that Christmas Tour of Homes, November 22nd through the 24th, and that is a really cool event. You go out and see really some of the premier homes in the area all dolled up and decorated for Christmas.
Oh, yeah. Well, there's so many. I mean, just in the we've lived in Hudson, just outside of Hudson for like the last 8 or 9 years. It is still growing. You know, you hear about a lot of smaller towns sort of struggling, but we benefit from being so close to a metro, and you know, a lot of folks live here and work in Minneapolis or in the Twin Cities. But it's just great to see all the restaurants. I mean, there's just a cornucopia of really cool restaurants. It's not just antique shops and, you know, small stores. It's restaurants, it's nightlife. There's really cool business community here, and it just seems to be growing. And in this economy, you know, you're always thrilled when you see that being the case. There's not much boarded up, you know. And
we're sitting here on the corner of Walnut and 2nd Street, right in front of the Hudson Chamber of Commerce, and that's a group that really puts a lot of effort into making that happen. What you just talked about is keeping the downtown area vibrant, but also helping out with a lot of the businesses that are up on the hill, and promoting really everyone throughout the community, and making sure that everyone keeps growing. And we're right across the street from Agave Kitchen, and it's another businessman there that really does a nice job of trying to help out other folks in the community when people are down and they need some help. He's one of the guys that steps up and really tries to rally the community around some causes that need to be supported.
Well, just a ton of unique gift shops and home furnishing stores, flower shops, bike shops, dive shops, frame shops. I mean, a really cool mix. And you know, again, not every community less than 50, 60,000 people is finding a groove like this, and you got to hats off not just to the members of the community, but also the politicians, and frankly the people who get active and promoting. And of course, having a beautiful river doesn't hurt.
It doesn't. We're looking down the parade route here, and one of the things that we've seen for so many years isn't here anymore. Dibbo's is now officially gone, and we're starting to develop some new things here in that same spot. But that was one of those businesses that was kind of a staple of this area of downtown.
No doubt. Well, you know, I guess time was, and my brother-in-laws tell me this, was apparently the legal drinking age in Wisconsin was like 12 for a number of years. Maybe not 12, but it was definitely lower than Minnesota. So apparently there'd be a mass exodus of kids that couldn't drink in Minnesota coming over here to party, which probably was a big part of the fueling of Dibbo's growth. But you know, it's a real family-centered environment in Hudson proper. And as you see with all the kids and stuff bouncing around, there's no better way to spend a weekend. And if you have time, and you know, even I know a lot of folks from St. Paul, you see a lot of Minnesota plates in Hudson all the time. But we sure have loved it here. Living here has been just a blessing. And of course, the Willow River State Park, my goodness, doesn't get much better than that. That is just a gorgeous piece of real estate. And I guess that's forever going to be a park, the way it was set up. I mean, it's kind of just nice to have that. I mean, you get people coming in from hundreds of miles away to camp, and I live like right across the street from it. So it's sort of wild to.
And another real hidden gem that I don't want to let out too many secrets here, but the Homestead Parklands at Perch Lake, just north of there, is a place that I frequent quite a bit. It's just a gorgeous beach, and the waters are just crystal clear up there, and it's just a fun place to do some fishing or take the kids out to the beach. And they've got very affordable, you can do a little canoe rental, a little paddle boat rental, and get out on the water. But a lot of really gorgeous places for people to visit, and a lot of places just in this area that you can go and just feel like you're somewhere special.
Yeah, no doubt. And they've kept a lot of that wildernessy feel, I think, which was a wise move, because, you know, urban sprawl can feel great for a while, but all of a sudden you just got cement everywhere. But, you know, when Hudson was founded along the banks here of the St. Croix and the Willow Rivers back in 1840, you know, it was just full-on wilderness, and they've kept elements of that. And it's just, I think it really makes for a unique place to live and work. And a marching band is making their way towards us now. These guys are the Norway Marching Band, right?
They are the Norway Marching Band, and they had to stop and do a show for the judges' tent. You can see that blue tent in our camera shot down there. That's where the judges are seated, so that's why they kind of stopped and put on a show for them. But hopefully they'll take it some time here to pause in front of us.
That's a tough gig to be judgmental during Independence Day week, but you know, somebody has to win. Somebody has to win first, second, and third. You know, you mentioned the fire that Hudson experienced back in, I guess it was 1866, that wiped out most of the business community and quite a few of the Hudson homes. And I guess for a short time after that, from 1914 to 1915, Hudson was actually the boxing capital of the Northwest. They actually had a thriving boxing community. And Chris, I'll be honest, I think people would pay to see you and I box.
They wouldn't pay much.
The Norway Marching Band. All the way from Norway they've marched, had to make their way across the ocean.
Something about ocean water that silences instruments.
No doubt.
But I believe this is a new unit. I haven't seen them here at the parade. I think I've taken in the last 4 or 5 parades here, and I don't remember seeing them.
Well, of course, the Norwegian influence in this part of the world is huge. And it's really neat to see that cultural affinity maintain itself.
Carpenters.
Aye, lad. Measure once, cut twice. How's that go?
Something like that. This is the contingent from St. Croix Granite and Quartz. St. Croix Granite and Quartz is a full-service countertop fabricator. Come in or call for a free estimate. They're locally owned and operated. They're out on County Road A, kind of in your neck of the woods.
Yeah. Oh, those are pretty countertops. And this tour of homes that you mentioned, is that who's that sponsored by? Actually, is that sponsored by the chamber? Or?
That is a chamber event, and they'll have, of course, the Octagon House, but there's a lot of private homes in the community that are part of that as well. Here's a new business in the community, Cherry Berry.
Self-serve yogurt bar, baby. I'm all about the yogurt. Cherry Berry self-serve yogurt bar. They're new to Hudson, like you said. They just arrived this spring. They're located in Prairie View Center at Carmichael and Vine, next to the Snap Fitness and the UPS. 21 flavors of frozen yogurt and 52 toppings daily. I've had all 21 flavors and all 52 toppings in one sitting. Cherry Berry is frankly the best yogurt on the planet, and I can verify this because, as you can tell, I have spent a lot of time traveling the universe, and it is no doubt the finest of all the universal yogurt stands that I've encountered. Cherry Berry self-serve yogurt bar. Nothing quite like do-it-yourself yogurt.
And you'll need a big bowl if you're going to put all those flavors and all those toppings.
Oh, yeah. I had a bowl you could park a jet ski in. It was unbelievably large.
This is Hudson Ford.
Getting her done, Hudson Ford. Now, trailer sway. Have you ever seen somebody that didn't quite know what it means to not have a sway bar and they're carrying a trailer? Getting the old side-to-side? I saw that once. Unbelievable. Yeah, the sway bar keeps what you're towing from catching a little air and doing the side-to-side, which is the most horrifying road experience you can have, apparently.
I've
got that figured out at Ford. Oh, yeah, have you?
They sway a little bit.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I can see where that could come in handy.
Buddy of mine with a pop-up, I'll never forget it. He lost control. It swayed back and forth, and you could see him trying to gather control. So I'll be sending him to Ford for his sway bar installation, no doubt. Now, here's a group that you can relate to pretty closely because I know you are a master of martial arts.
I am a certified black belt, 9th degree.
Wow. What do you do if I tase you?
Well, I have 9th degree burns at that point. But this is a group that I'll probably be seeing soon. We talked about my son doing the Cub Scouts. He's also really into ninjas right now and wants to get into karate. So this is the ultimate martial arts karate. And they offer instruction to ages 3 and up and adults. And they will teach you how to do martial arts. Just stop into their studio. And they will not only give you an introductory lesson to get you started, see what it's all about, but get you going from there. And it's kind of one of those things that you can do throughout a lifetime.
Oh, yeah, and it's no doubt a lot of aerobic activity and keep you in shape.
We joked about the black belt, but I actually do have a black belt in my family. My nephew, 12-year-old, he is a black belt.
Is that right? Wow. Can you take him?
No.
Really? Seriously? Wow.
He's 12 years old, but
you can take him. Just sit on him, Chris. That's how it works.
Don't mess with the black belt.
I know. Don't mess with the black belt. That one kid's got swords, actually. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Stay clear of the
little
swords.
samurai.
Well, yeah, he lives in Florida, and I get these videos of him breaking boards and things, and I just picture that as my leg.
Oh, yeah. No need.
Not a pretty sight.
Yeah, well, you're more of a lover than a fighter.
This is the Baldwin royalty, and they're here to promote Junebug Days, and you really have to, you have to give it up to any community that will put teenage girls and bugs on the same floor.
That's right. Well, for years it was Baldwin Mosquito Days, and they said, wait a minute, that's going to draw no one. But June bugs are cute, playful, and actually make an awfully good pet. Miss Baldwin this year is Tori Kapla, the first princess Emily Hofer, the second princess Megan Timmerman, and the third princess Sarah Chevalier. and the fourth princess, Alyssa Reed. They've got the faster hybrid version of the wave. Notice their wave is double time of the other ladies, but they're still not doing anything to compromise their musculature. But they're sponsored by the Baldwin-Woodville Area Chamber of Commerce, and they're actually sitting in a giant June bug, if you didn't notice, Chris, which that was a June bug grown near Chernobyl.
They're frosting that cake very, very quickly. Just had a group of folks come by from Little Minds Learning Center, and I actually had my daughter there. And if you're looking for a great place to take your child, Little Minds, I would highly recommend Little Minds. And they are in Hudson, River Falls, and a couple other communities, I believe in New Richmond as well. Now we're looking at the Cub Scout Pack 213 from United Methodist Church, and Cub Scouts build young men of character who make responsible decisions.
Fun with a purpose, that's a fact. They make friends and engage in activities that teach them all sorts of cool stuff about being a good citizen. And
I believe that was the contingent from the Deanna Nelson advertising team. We kind of had some moments where we didn't have anything going. All of a sudden, they all came through at one
the
shot.
Floodgates down.
Let's talk about Deanna for just a second.
You sure? Well, Deanna, these guys are the most read local newspaper in Hudson. It's the Hudson Star-Observer, which is part of the Rivertown Multimedia News Group. They've got 9 print publications and 11 websites. You can sign up to read any of their publications, their newspaper publications. You can do all that online at www.rivertowns.net, www.rivertowns.net, as well as receive their daily deals and other cool stuff from local advertisers, and all for free. So be sure to check that out.
This is the Hudson Dance Academy. It's one of a couple dance academies in the area. Dance is a big deal in this community, and this is the Hudson Dance Academy. It's a dance studio serving the St. Croix area for the past 12 years, providing dance instruction in ballet, tap, jazz, lyrical, and hip-hop. This is for dancers of all ages, new students being accepted right now for summer and fall classes.
Of course, Chris Larson, a proud graduate of the Hudson Dance Academy, where he was asked to leave after a Black Swan performance that kind of got out of hand, but before that, he was really well liked in that group.
My neighbor actually does a lot of dance. The daughter does, but one of the cool things that her academy does is they do a kind of a daddy-daughter kind of thing too, and we get to go see the dad do some dance, and that's,
nice.
that's always good for some laughs.
And that's banned in some states, you know. No, it's pretty cool. Of course, you know, and our kids are, well, my kids are getting older now. You'll have this to come, but you know, weddings and all that kind of stuff starts happening. I did find out something interesting that wedding invitation is actually Latin for gift subpoena. I don't know if you knew that.
It's a good interpretation.
Well, here comes some more royalty.
Spring Valley Royalty. Tell us a little bit about them, Paul.
Well, you know, these they're sponsored by the Spring Valley Royalty, of course, and Miss Spring Valley this year is Brianna Weiss. The senior princesses are Emma Gostart, Jordan Snyder, and Michaela Nelson. The junior princess, Micaiah Holton. Some important dates coming up for these great people are Dam Days in September 13th, 14th, and 15th. Be sure to check that out.
Of course, Spring Valley right on Lake O'Galley, and they've got that big dam alongside of the city. When you go in there, you see this huge dam there, and of course, one of the most popular places in town is the Dam Bait Shop.
Yes. Oh, I bet. And they should probably have a dam bar there.
So this is the Stardom Elite Cheerleading Squad. And Stardom Elite is an all-star cheer program that competes in cheerleading competitions across the Midwest. At Stardom, athletes learn how to dance, stunt, and tumble. They've got tryouts coming up August 25th at 2 p.m.
Yeah, they got a lot of cheer, that group. No doubt about it. And again, you know, it's a physical activity. You have fun. You learn new stuff. Keeping kids engaged is a big part of parenthood. And there's no shortage of cool things to get your kids involved with.
And here's the group from Duffy for Congress. And, of course, right now Sean Duffy, our congressman, proudly represents the 7th Congressional District of Wisconsin. Congressman Duffy is committed to fighting for the values and ideas enshrined in our nation's Constitution.
And got his supporters all decked out in the Duffy T-shirts.
Doesn't look like the congressman's here, but I know some folks from the St. Croix Republican Party are here.
Yeah, Duffy's a fan of NASCAR. They're passing out NASCAR Sprint Cup schedules for those of you that like to watch cars go around in circles really fast.
And you've got the Packers schedule on there as well. So.
Well, this is chock full of him. And Badger football also.
Oh, there he is right there in the red and blue shirt. There's Congressman Duffy.
Press in the flesh, sporting a long sleeve shirt on a hot day. That shows that he's got strength and courage.
Next group coming down the parade route is the St. Paul Winter Carnival, and you see a lot of these guys. You'll see them when we did the coronation for Miss Hudson Wednesday. You'll really see them out at Pepperfest as well, and the Winter Carnival is just an incredible celebration just across the river from us here in St. Paul, and they put on a show when it comes to their royalty. They've got a big group that they travel with.
Keep them busy.
You got the North Wind Princess Jill Volkert and Prince of the North Wind Mike Miranda.
Yeah, the Winter Carnival's a big deal. They do that big ice house too, don't they?
Got the big ice house. You can bet that a lot of the royalty we'll see here will be there at the big parade in the Winter Carnival. And of course, really one of the most popular parts of the Winter Carnival and their group that they bring to the parades are the Vulcans, and we'll see them in just a second. I can see them coming down the route. You got the East Wind Princess, Shannon O'Brien, and Prince of the East Wind, Mike K9. And now these two here in front of us. This is Prince of the West Wind, Ryan Rutzik, and Princess of the West Wind, Carrie Paytow.
Hello.
Prince of the South Wind, Chris Stout.
Greetings.
Then, of course, one of the most popular parts is Klondike Kate. This year it's Anita Mack, and we did have a local Klondike Kate a few years back.
And here's Borealis Rex, Ted Natus, and Queen of the Snows, Melissa Hoffbeck, waving beautifully with her umbrella, stolen from the set of Gone with the Wind, actually. The Winter Carnival. Yeah, it is a big shindig, and that goes on for like quite a while.
A couple weeks, I believe. Yeah.
And it culminates in the big parade. Hard to envision 12 below zero around the corner, but that's how we roll here in the Midwest.
It's 6 months away. It'll be January. Hail to the Vulcans. Here they are, the Vulcan crew.
The Vulcan crew.
They do a nice job of going around. They'll paint some faces of some of the youngsters along the parade route, taking some photos here right in front of us with the Vulcans.
The Vulcans wearing the faux mohawk hat.
Part of their shtick. Hail the Vulc.
Volcano's Rex, assembly ship. Be true. King of the Winter Carnival, right here, everybody.
Yes.
Hell
King Volcano's Rex, the 76, and his fiery crew once again have defeated King Boreas and his royal family. And that's why we have the summer. But the Winter Carnival will be back January 23rd through February 2nd in St. Paul.
Apparently the battle took a little longer this year because I'm pretty sure summer didn't show up till just 2 days ago.
It's a pretty big group there, you know.
Yeah, they're having a good time, no doubt. Bringing a lot of smiles to the people along the parade route here.
And here's some more martial artists coming up here. This is the group from Ignite Martial Arts. Ignite Martial Arts is dedicated to providing excellence in martial arts instruction. Classes age 3 and above offered 6 days a week. Come join in the fun and visit their new location by Aldi's in Hudson.
Of course, at the end of the parade in the County Market parking lot, all of the karate groups will get together for a rumble. See what happens. Here comes some little karate types with the Dayglow shirts on. When in doubt, teach a toddler to break a board.
You put them in these green shirts, it's easy to pick them out in a crowd. We spent the week last week at the water park and my son with no shirt on. Well, every other kid has no shirt on. pretty hard to find them. You put them in a shirt like this,
You're not
easy to
losing your
find.
kid. Yeah, if I could count on one hand the number of times I've gone home with the wrong child. Oh, they're doing the yeah. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Hudson's fourth line of defense should things go haywire.
Put a little show on for us, and here comes one of the most popular floats at any parade. It's the North Hudson Pepperfest Royalty Float. Tell us about who's going to be on this float, Paul.
Well, we got King Arlen Wanke and also Queen Maggie Weller, Princess Erin O'Brien, Princess Stacy Warner, Princess Emily Virastek. Yeah, they're having fun. Incidentally, most of these people on that float ate no fewer than 75 jalapeno peppers before getting on that float, which is a brave thing to do. But Pepperfest is a good time, also raises money for kids, and just, again, a very, very active and vibrant part of the community and a great time.
August 16th through the 18th up in North Hudson, and they've got the famous spaghetti eating contest. They've got the pepper eating contest, which always draws a crowd.
Now, those sauteed peppers, are they raw peppers? How does that work?
They're soaked. They are not cooked peppers.
Kind of like your theory with the hot dog, soaking it in water. They just soak the peppers in water?
Well, I don't know. They're soaked in something to make them hot, because they're certainly hot.
Well, I believe it's the pepper itself that makes it hot, Chris. What would you have to add to it? Gasoline?
No gasoline.
I would love
They've
to try
also
it.
got that spaghetti eating contest. You know, if you're going to be in that spaghetti eating contest, Paul, make sure you put some sauce or at least some water on there. Some people try to eat them when they're dried. You just can't get them down the chute fast enough. You got to get some sauce or some water on them, get them to flow. If you're going to win this contest, you got to be serious about it.
It's all about clearing the channel through to the stomach. I get you. And it's very Italian influence, that whole deal, the Pepperfest.
Four Seasons Child Care coming through right now.
Now, they've got two convenient locations in Somerset and in Hudson. They care for children's ages 4 weeks through 5 years of age, and they also offer a school-age program for kids 6 years through 10 years of age. And the kids at Four Seasons really do get to enjoy numerous educational and fun activities in a secure and loving environment. You can also watch your kids throughout the day on their top-of-the-line secure online camera system utilizing the internets. Four Seasons Child Care is celebrating their 8th anniversary, and they'd like to take time to just thank the community for the support. Again, tuition-free the 4th week of your tuition, so be sure to call them up if you got a kid that age and want them in a safe and wonderful place.
Yeah, you get free registration if you mention the parade as well. And after them, we've got the group from Family Fresh. That's our other grocery store. We talked about County Market a little earlier. This is Family Fresh.
Throwing out raw pork chops, which is a change this year.
Proud to be a sponsor of the Hudson Booster Days. Come visit us for all your shopping needs. Free up your summer. They've got a deli, bakery, produce, and meat departments. And they offer online and on-the-go shopping when your time's at a premium. You just put in your order, you roll up, and it's ready for you when you get there. You don't have to shop. They'll put it right in your car, and you're ready to go.
Outstanding. That kind of made me hungry, that whole description there.
The produce and meat department are top end.
And now we got the Emmanuel Lutheran Church, Evangelical Church. These folks do give a joyful noise. They have a preschool they call Joyful Noise, in fact, because let's face it, preschoolers are noisy. But it's joyful at the Joyful Noise Preschool. Emmanuel Lutheran Church with the beautiful patriotic bunting and Grandpa in the back there holding court.
He's got to distribute the candy to the kids to throw.
That man is doing nothing at all involving throwing candy. He's just taking it all in right now, soaking it all up.
He fills the buckets.
He lost a bet.
Coming up next, we've got the Shell Lake Royalty, sponsored by the Shell Lake Chamber of Commerce. Miss Shell Lake, Danielle Keeley. First princess is Jessica Irvine. Second princess, April Richter. Third princess, Raina Stone Jr. And Little Miss Shell Lake is Cecilia Harrington.
We are not worthy, Queen and Princess.
So you can head up to Shell Lake. Labor Day weekend is September 2nd for their big event up in Shell Lake.
You know, here we, the revolution got us away from royalty, and what have we done? We've just incorporated royalty completely into our Independence Day celebrations now in a manner that's much more user-friendly than the former royalty we had to deal with. Thank goodness for that.
Here's deliveryfix.com. It's a service company that provides delivery for every restaurant in Hudson, River Falls, Eau Claire, and Woodbury that currently doesn't deliver. Delivery Fix also provides delivery of auto parts, floral arrangements, dry cleaning, and more.
That's
you need something delivered? It's deliveryfix.com.
I need some brake pads and some chicken wings pronto. They could do that. That's incredible. I'm so proud to be an American right now.
That's a great idea. You see a spot in the market that needs to be filled, and they fill it.
We'll bring you anything. It's just great. That's
Here's
smart.
the Clear Lake Community Club. This is their royalty up in Clear Lake. Queen Jenny Nilsson, first Princess Emily Anderson, second Princess Paige Schaefer, third Princess Kylie Bowe. And it's Heritage Days up in Clear Lake, June 26th through the 30th. That'll be next year.
And you know, with the power waves that they do, if you have the hand angled too low to the ground, it can look like a talk to the hand. So you need to really be careful with the altitude of your hand waving.
What do we got coming up here, Paul?
This will be the Cumberland royalty. The Cumberland Royal Court. Miss Cumberland this year is the beautiful and talented Brianna Anderson. Princess Megan Bassett, Princess Cheyenne Bearhart, and of course the junior princess is Aburiana, and the junior princess Tristan. The Cumberland Royal Court doing the power wave. And again, these young ladies throughout the year of their reign engaged in their communities, doing really cool stuff. Their Cumberland, Wisconsin, the island city, has the home of the Rutabaga Fest. That is always a weekend before Labor Day. So if you're in the Rutabaga, there's no better place to be the weekend before Labor Day than the island city of Cumberland, Wisconsin.
The place to go for a Rutabaga. Coming up here is the Kinney Croy Girl Scouts, and the Girl Scouts celebrated 100 years of scouting in 2012. Girls who are participating in scouting enjoy exciting activities. They go on great adventures and make new friends. The Girl Scout mission is simple: to build girls of courage, confidence, and character who make the world a better place. You can visit them at www.girlscoutsrv.org. RV is River Valley.
Yeah, I definitely had my quantity of Girl Scout cookies this year. Unbelievably delicious.
There are things you just can't say no to.
Oh, I know. Oh, my goodness. The Thin Mints? Holy cow. The mint cookies?
Thin Mints. You got those coconut ones with caramel. Those are good. Here's the Glenwood City royalty. Glenwood City just to the east of us.
Miss Glenwood City this year is Caitlin Myers, and the princesses accompanying her on the float. The second princess is Kelly Perkins, and the first, Bailey Britton. They have the backup princesses in the event that Caitlin gets a soap opera deal or something and needs to move out. Then the princesses would move up into position to fill out her year.
You always have to plan ahead.
Absolutely.
They have their rustic lower days, and that's the weekend after Labor Day. So you have to space out these events so that all of the royalty can attend the different events.
Oh yeah, no doubt, because you can't overbook a princess.
So here's the Prescott Royal Ambassadors making their way down the route. We've got Allison Erickson, Riley Clymer, Nicole Potacek, and
Brooke Etnier.
You're the man when it comes to difficult to pronounce names.
I just made
You
that
are
up.
the guy. They have, sounds good to me. They've got the Prescott Days celebration that will be held September 5th through the 8th, and they'll have their crowning celebration be next year, Thursday, May 2nd in Prescott at their middle school. Next group coming down here is a guy we know quite well here in Hudson, Dean Knutson. He is our assemblyman and represents the 30th district.
Yeah, Representative Knudsen is proud to represent Western Wisconsin. He's currently serving on the Joint Finance Committee in the state legislature, and he's working hard to encourage job growth and strengthening the new businesses into the economy while keeping taxes low for the hardworking Wisconsin families. Well, they're doing something right. Like I said, we got a lot of thriving businesses in Hudson.
I love seeing Dean work a parade because he's running from side to side.
That's
the man
right.
puts a lot of miles on his shoes at these parades. He doesn't just stick to one side.
No
He's
doubt.
back and forth, and of course he's the former mayor of our city of Hudson. Alan Burchell has done a great job of taking over since Dean left to go to the state assembly. So we've got another group of princesses.
Some Hudson royalty this time, the 2013 Hudson royalty.
This must be the new royalty. Moving a little bit out of order today here, but we've got you covered. So this is our outgoing royalty here in the green car, and we've talked to them before. Is Kim Lehman. She is Miss Hudson. And we've got Katie Barber, Amanda Heineke, and Hannah Van Sickle as our outgoing royalty. And the new royalty on the float right here, they were just crowned on Wednesday.
Wow.
We've got Miss Hudson, Queen Bethany Clanderman. She's sponsored by Willow River Tree Farm. We've got Princess Chelsea Bates from Alamode Salon, Princess Emily Holman from Mama Maria's and Altissimo Salon, and Princess Josie Gall from Agave Kitchen. And the folks from Miss Hudson would like to thank Sletten and Breton Orthodontics in the city of Hudson for their sponsorship.
Yeah, they got a cool year in store for them, Chris. They'll be doing all kinds of stuff throughout the community, visiting a lot of the daycare and preschool areas as well, because tell you what, nothing lightens up a room like a queen or a princess.
You see the fire trucks, and the boys love to see the fire trucks go by, but the little girls along the parade route, their eyes just light up when they see the princesses go by.
No doubt. And what a really remarkable reincarnation of the Hudson, Wisconsin little arch there over the bridge. That's really well done. I'd like to have that in my garage.
They put some work into the floats here.
No doubt. A fully functioning paddle boat with a moving paddle.
Here's the crew from Dick's Bar and Grill, just about a block away from where we sit right now. Talk about Dick's Bar and Grill for a moment.
Dick's, that's the oldest continuous running bar in all of Wisconsin, and they want to wish everybody a happy 4th of July and here this Independence Week. Dick's mascot is the Lucky Dog Llama, going way back to the late 1800s. The llamas still make their appearances several times a week at Dick's Bar, including the one-block fun run for cerebral palsy and other charitable events. The upcoming important dates for Dick's Bar and Grill: the British Invasion is coming to Hudson on Saturday, August 10th, starting at 9 o'clock. Actually at 9 a.m. in the morning, right in front of Dick's. So be sure to check that out. Dick's Bar and Grill, a Hudson legendary location.
We've got the Engravers connection right there. They say they're coming to town. Don't have any information on them, but I'm assuming they're doing something with engraving. And then the Octagon House group just walked by as well. There's Jackie Bradham, part of the St. Croix Historical Society, and they've got their Civil War reenactors encampment. It's always a big deal coming up July 31st.
That's a beautiful location. If you haven't checked out the Octagon House, it's worth a look. No doubt about it.
Here's the River Falls Royal Ambassadors, the last parade for their 2012 Royal Ambassadors. They've been in more than 30 parades during their reign and have given back 300 hours of community service. River Falls Day is coming up July 11th through the 14th, and that is a great parade too. If you haven't been to that one, you'll have to check out that parade. And this is the group here from Cornerstone Church. Cornerstone Church is tucked into a residential neighborhood on 4th Street between Oak and Myrtle Street. The church offers a Sunday morning worship service with Bible study on Wednesday. It was formed in 1991 out of a group from the First Pentecostal Church, but now operates as a non-denominational Christian institution focused on bringing early Christianity to modern believers. Big truck kind of making their way down the route here, Paul.
You better believe it. This is Trebold's Prestige Paving Incorporated. Now these guys are a locally based family-owned asphalt company. They will provide superior service to homeowners and to businesses alike throughout the St. Croix Valley. Trebold's Prestige Paving, with the loudest horn in the Western Hemisphere, and a beautiful truck, man. Business is good.
Nice big truck, and they're passing out those frozen pops that are a big hit with the kids, especially on a day like today. Great weather, but just warm enough to make those frozen pops really refreshing.
Well, and you know, a popsicle dipped in concrete will take longer to thaw out, which is nice.
Here's Erickson Oil Company. It's the Freedom Value Center, and this is an outfit that's been around and been in this community for a long time. They provided quality gas, food, and service in Hudson for over 60 years.
And they got Yogi Bear. Hey, boo-boo. Yogi Bear. I bet you there's not a person under 30 here who knows who that is anymore. Yogi Bear kind of the way of the dinosaur. You know Yogi Bear, right?
All I know is I want a picnic a basket.
Right. You must have cable. Well, of course you do.
We've been talking about so many great youth activities as they pass by, and here's another one. This is the Hudson Raiders dance team. Paul, tell us a little bit about them.
Well, the Raiders are the award-winning dance team from Hudson High School, and these young ladies perform at home football games as well as the basketball games, and they represent the community at local, state, and national competitions. They are, in fact, Chris, you'll appreciate this, they are the reigning Big Rivers Conference champs and the Western Regional champions. So not only are they energetic and talented, they're accomplished in a very competitive field because every school wants to kick out a great program. And the Hudson Raiderettes have, Raiders, as I should say, have been pretty consistent with kicking out good teams each year.
It's amazing just how many groups we have in this community that can say they're conference champions or sectional champions. And just got some great programs throughout this community. And they do a really big event at the high school in the middle of the winter time where they really kind of lay it out for you, all the different teams. They've got some JV teams and ninth grade teams, and they've got, you know, the hip hop, and they've got all these different routines, and it's a great event. If you get a chance to see that, I would definitely recommend
absolutely
taking that in. So here's the Cottage Grove Strawberry Fest ambassadors. The Cottage Grove Strawberry Fest ambassadors proudly represent their festival and the city of Cottage Grove, Minnesota. The newly crowned group right here in front of us, they are looking forward to a year of meeting new people and exploring other cities and festivals. It is the Princess Kathy Melton, the Queen Megan Terry, and another Princess Holiday Dahlbeck.
And it wouldn't be a parade without an enormous giant shampoo bottle from Great Clips. Great Clips.
The folks from Hudson Great Clips do a nice job of cutting hair. I wouldn't know anything about that.
You know, I'm scared to comb my hair, Chris. I figure the tangles are holding half of it in.
They also have a gorilla.
Right. I'd like to see the gorilla take on the shampoo bottle later. That'd be an interesting battle.
They had to draw for straws today to see who would have to put on the gorilla costume.
Oh, no doubt. Yeah, that whoever's in there is working hard for the money.
Next group coming through is Excel Energy. Excel Energy currently owns about 50 natural gas powered cars and trucks as part of their fleet. Hudson employees borrowed this one for today's parade, and they're proud to be part of the community, and they're working hard to keep your lights on. They've worked very hard this spring with all the storms that we've had come through. It's been a tough year for the guys at Excel.
Man, working overtime. A lot of down trees this year.
Got the Osceola royalty from just up the highway here coming through right now, Paul.
Well, you know, the Osceola royalty group, the fair, they serve a variety of community and family fun activities. They got midway games for all ages, truck and tractor pulls, music, of course, talent shows, and Miss Osceola Carnation takes place. The Osceola County Fair will occur September 6th through the 8th, and the royalty this year, we've got Miss Osceola is Michaela Getchell. The first princess is Bailey Carlson. Second princess, Kayla Monk-Petit. Miss Congeniality is also Michaela Getchell. Little Miss Osceola is Samantha Mondor, and the first little princess, Greta Rixton. And the second little princess, Shelby Sue Cromray.
Here are the Republicans in St. Croix County. It's the Republican Party, and they're looking forward to Election Day. They list their next day. It's Election Day, and
that's their next big event.
That's their next big event.
2014.
Next year. Yeah.
That's right. Or 2013. What is it? I thought the 2014.
We got an odd year this year.
Oh, that's true. The Republican St. Croix Party of St. Croix County.
You got the big elephant, of course. Elephant never forgets.
No, it doesn't. Sweet of them to toss out Schlitz malt liquor from the back of the van there. No, they're not. That's not happening. That was a fantasy of mine.
It's like some licorice.
Right. Hello!
Waving hello. Next group coming down, one of my favorite places, Doughboys Pizza. Doughboys Pizza located downtown right between the Phipps and Pier 500. You get pizza, pastas, gyros, and more. They're saying look for us at the beach and in Lakefront Park all summer long. And we sell from the beach concession stands. So if
Very
you're looking
cool.
for Doughboys, that's the place to go. And we got the Hudson Soccer Association now walking through here. Soccer Association has been serving the youth of Hudson for over 30 years. Over 1,300 youth play soccer in Hudson on an annual basis, along with 9 adult rec teams. You can visit them at hudsonsoccer.com. They will host the Regional Boys State Tournament starting July 13th. It's a spring rec and competitive leagues also coming up.
Well, soccer's kind of taken over. You're seeing a lot more kids playing soccer. Talk about, it's almost akin to hockey in terms of they're just going all the time. There's like no waiting.
It's a lifestyle.
It is indeed.
Now this is a colorful float.
Miss Durand royalty. Miss Durand of 2013 is Carrie Reinholen, Princess Courtney Brumner, and Princess Cheyenne Pooler. From the city of Durand, which is their sponsor, they have a beautiful decked out pink Cadillac, I'm thinking. Hard to tell. It's obscured by bunting, but that is, look at all the disco balls there. My goodness.
This
Just
is
a beautiful float.
Williams Brothers Cleaning. Williams Brothers Cleaning is a small family-owned business in Hudson. They specialize in carpets and upholstery cleaning. They clean commercial and residential, and they use a truck mount system and a steam cleaning process. Give them a call for free estimates. And here's Dave Hune's horses.
Dave has spent the last 28 years at Booster Days. Many years he's been in a food booth.
So have I.
Yeah, I know. Well, a few better places to be.
He actually works, though.
And many years he's also done the bingo. And this year he's here on a beautiful little herd of horses. He got himself a posse this year. And they are pretty boy. The kids sure do love horses.
We've got a bag full of candy they're throwing out to the kids as well.
Absolutely. That and beef jerky, which is kind of a cowboy thing to do.
So again, if you're watching this and looking for something to do later tonight, some big events coming up. Again, at 2 o'clock, they've got the kids tractor pull, free for ages 12 and under. At 4 o'clock, the 14th annual hot dog eating contest. 20 kids, 20 adults will compete in that one. Then from 5 to 8 o'clock, you've got Parachute Empire on the stage, sponsored by Hudson Star Observer. And from 9 until 12:30, Uncle Chunk, sponsored by Hudson Ford. No cover charge for the bands. And, of course, the most popular event, fireworks on the St. Croix River tonight, sponsored by the city of Hudson.
Fireworks at dusk.
So here is the fairest of the fair from St. Croix County, 2012 to 13. It's Heidi Fierson. Then you've got junior fairest of the fair. You've got Lauren Thompson and Grace Gartman.
Coming up for those guys, the St. Croix County Fair, July 19th through the 21st, and you can rest assured you will see these lovely ladies and a bevy of happy people at the St. Croix County Fair. Be sure to check it out. A little bit later here in July.
I believe that's out in Glenwood City. And here's the Hammond Heartland Days royalty. Tell us a little bit about the Hammond Heartland Days royalty, Paul.
Well, Miss Hammond this year is Abby Constant. Miss Congeniality is Kayla Boyd, and Princess is Brittany Dornick and Michaela Campion. These guys invite you to join them in the Hammond area from August 9th through the 11th for the Hammond Heartland Days. Hammond Heartland Days, August 9th through the 11th. Be sure to check it out. The Hammond Lions Club, a big supporter of that.
Here comes some more big trucks. These ones from Valley Cartage, and they're up in the older industrial park, just up on the hill and on the other side of I-94 from where we are. Valley Cartage is a third-generation run supply chain logistics company headquartered in Hudson, Wisconsin. Valley is proud to call Hudson home and delighted to be part of the 2013 Booster Days Parade. And if you're wondering what a supply chain logistics company is, they haul stuff to different businesses. So maybe you've got a big load or 10 pallets of something and some groups need one pallet. They take the 10 pallets and turn them into one pallets and get them to where they need to go.
Yeah, and a lot of technology now leveraged in that area with logistics and things to be sure things are arriving just in time, so you're not carrying stuff on your shelves, you're moving it. So they're a big part of that commerce chain.
Saw their 25-footer come through, and now you're looking at a big wagon here. This is probably a 52 or 54-foot trailer rolling through it. You don't realize just how big these are until you open them up and look inside them, and it just seems like they go on forever. when you're on the inside of these trailers.
You can check them out at valleycartage.com. If you got shipping needs, they'd be a good group to talk to.
Now we've got the Roberts Lions royalty coming through right now. The Roberts Lions Club is pleased to announce their 2013 Ambassador Court. Grand Royal Ambassador Caitlin DeLander, their Royal Ambassadors Amber Weber. They've got a Miss Congeniality, Tori Forsyth Jr., another Royal Ambassador, Paige Rudd, and they would like to thank the Roberts Lions Club, home of Good Neighbors Day, which is always the weekend after Memorial Day. They invite you to Roberts to meet their growing community and neighbors there. Check it out. It's the Roberts Good Neighbor Days. Who do we got here? Looks like Black Hills Stables, and you get towards the end of the show here, and we start to kind of lose track. Don't have a lot of information on this group, but a couple beautiful horses making their way down the parade route.
Yeah, they're a stable outfit, actually, looks like, and what a beautiful carriage they had.
Looks like we've got a group coming through now from Oakdale. It's Oakdale, the Summerfest royalty, coming through right now.
And the Royal Princess this year is Alexis, the Royal Ambassador. Also Rachel, Royal Ambassador for Oakdale, Taliana, Callie, Bianca, Gianna, Freya, and Natalia.
Big group there from Oakdale, right across the river from us here in Hudson.
Good of them to come. I wonder if they're just going to ride across the bridge and continue on their way.
Now this is the group. It's Ron. Ron's
portable toilets, I'm thinking.
Sewer service of Roberts with over 40 years of experience. Their commitment to excellence. They have earned a reputation as the septic tank pumping experts, and they also rent deluxe portable toilets for all your special events. Call Ron's for your septic pumping and toilet rentals.
I'll be honest, that porta potty is nicer than my first apartment.
Bigger
I'm pretty
too.
sure, yeah, no doubt. And you notice it's got a satellite dish up top. Ron Sewer Service, portable toilet rentals. Well, they probably utilize that around here when they get the big events going. One thing about Hudson, they make sure all of the important logistics are covered.
Ron's passing out some canned koozies as they make their way
Thank you.
down the parade route.
Oh, I got a deluxe portable toilet coolie.
Right in your hand. And always a good thing to have some canned koozies.
Yes.
Keep those cans cool in the summer, especially as we get into July here.
Well, you got the sewer service truck. Now these guys, I imagine, can would be servicing like your well, not your wells, but what do they call your
septic system.
Yeah, septic systems.
Yeah. You're outside of the city. You've got a big septic tank.
That would be me, actually. I think
stores all of your stuff after you're done with your stuff, and once in a while those need to be cleaned out. That's what Ron does.
Wow.
He says he's number one in the number two business. So this is the Willow River Company in My Sister's Garden coming through, and their new garden center is the home of My Sister's Garden and River Tree Farm. Together we do it all, big and small. Make our beautiful country location. Stop by, just a few minutes away from I-94 Exit 4, your destination for all your garden and landscaping needs.
And Lulu's Street Food in the house, local food truck. They're available for all events, full of vittles, great at any outdoor venue. Sure to check them out.
First State Bank and Trust coming through here. Then we've got a louder float making its way down. It's St. Paul Park Heritage Days. And apparently they're too legit to quit. St. Paul Park Heritage Days. Their queen is Ariana Beard, Princess Leah Kellogg, Queen Michaela Flores, and Princess Kylie Johnson. Those girls are doing some dancing up there. Yeah, they are. And the way we end the parade every year, the street sweeper, the boys from the street department, the public works department, get to make their way through the parade to give a little wave and head down, and then we end it the same way we started it. with our Hudson Police Department. Chief Marty Jensen there in the unmarked car. But as always, it's been a very fun parade, and we appreciate you taking some time out of your schedule to come and join me here. And always a lot of fun to do a broadcast with you, because you've always got a few jokes that I haven't heard. Mine are all tired now. I've heard them all, but you've got some new ones, and thanks for.
Well, thanks for having me, Chris. A great group, the River Channel. You guys, I so appreciate having you in our community, and glad to be with you folks celebrating Independence Week, and you especially, Chris. No doubt, it's a good time.
Have a great rest of the summer and great year, and we'll see you soon. For Paul Pruitt, I'm Chris Larson. Thanks for watching the parade coverage here on the River Channel. We'll see you next time.